Baseball lifestyle. It's my lifestyle.
Let's do it. You remember Aquapods?
I do remember Aquapods,
Did you have those like in your lunchbox back in the day?
No.
No?
I did not. It was a little bit after my time, I feel like.
Gotcha. I had an Aquapod and a Go-Gurt and then whatever sandwich. That was my lunch back in the day.
So I had it in 6th grade where my mom would always give me $5 for lunch money.
Oh, you were balling. Oh, my God.
And I'd always trade it for one kid that would always have Lunchables. Like his parents bought him Lunchables and he never wanted them. So I'd always get Lunchables.
Oh, my God. You're finessing out here. So we are recording, yes?
Yes, we are recording.
Awesome. Okay. This is a big episode. If I was just in your ears and I yelled, I'm sorry. This is a big episode. And Dennis, why is it a big episode? Because
I got promoted to co-host.
Co-host Dennis Dietz, welcome. No, Bill is out today. We just came back from Shields in South Dakota. Shout out to Shields for bringing us in, our first national retailer. 2 claps. We were out there doing some stuff with them, and Bill just needs a day to chill out. So get your rest, Bill, if you're listening. Okay, big episode today. We've been waiting many days, many months, and baseball is back. 2 more claps. Very exciting. Pretty much, I want to say like an hour after we recorded last week, it was like, oh, hey, the lockout's over. This is how I know nobody knew anything. There were tweets about the lockout hours before it ended that this might go on till May. And then 5 minutes later, cool, the lockout's over. They figured it out. Let's play ball. So that's cool. It's been a crazy week. In anticipation for this podcast, I was just kind of like making notes on every single little thing that happened because there was so much, as we predicted. I think there was a little bit of a letdown, and you can chime in on this. The whole world wanted all this stuff to happen on the day the CBA ended, or the day after, or the lockout ended, I should say, and it didn't, and everyone was like, oh, nothing's happening. But then it just took, guys, they weren't allowed to talk at all. Zero. As much as I wanted to think there was a lot of under the table going on, there wasn't. And people needed a few days to get the conversations going, figure out where they were going to be, all that stuff, get the spring training going. There's a lot of moving parts. But the free agency signings have been coming at full speed, trades full speed, and baseball is back. And we got an April 7th opening day. I'm stoked. The Mets are going to be nasty. The Blue Jays are going to be nasty.
All right, well, time out.
Timeout.
The Mets are not going to be nasty because we say it every year, and they wind up being trash.
It's okay. But as a Mets fan, at least in April, I can be super optimistic that we're going to win the World Series.
Scherzer's already getting shelled in spring training.
I'm standing by that he's just giving Dom a confidence boost so that he's a nasty DH. Okay? That's because Scherzer's a chess player. Scherzer wants to win the World Series, so he's trying to get Dom's bat hot and ready to roll. Yeah, I can hit homers off Max Scherzer. I'm going to be disgusting this season. That's how he wants Dom Smith to be, and I'm here for it. Now let me preface all of the news that we're going to rip through today by saying I saw MLB's rankings for the teams. I want to say hours after the lockout ended, their rankings for how the teams were looking, and it was atrocious. And since those rankings came out, I'd say that there have been some moves made that made the rankings obsolete. One of the big ones, I'm gonna start with the Matt Olsen trade. Okay, there was a lot of conversation. We're gonna get to Freddie Freeman, but there was a lot of conversation on whether Freeman was coming back to the Braves, and he has not. They traded for Matt Olsen from the A's. They sent 4 prospects. Shea Langoliers is a big one, catcher from Baylor. Okay, him, Christian Pache, who had some big league experience already, good center fielder. Ryan Cusick, pitcher. Joey Estes, pitcher. For Matt Olsen, 8 years. After they traded for Olsen, they gave him an extension of 8 years, $168. And I understand the thought process, and this is also a thing of the Braves have done this before. Josh is here. Josh is in the building. We're only on bullet 1, so hop in.
Then set me up, man.
You're already set up.
You're set up.
Oh, wait, hold on. I
gotta
got to drop it a little bit.
Oh, that a short joke?
Yeah. So
No.
This is where Bill sits, so
Yeah.
that's fair. Bill is 6
no, you got a
foot one,
little adjust.
Sorry, keep going.
Bill
I'm
also
here, though.
sits up high. He's like always like sitting real tall.
We're matching hoodies.
Yes, we are. Full
We were
match.
full matching today.
Yes, top to bottom. So it's
I'm
just something
excited.
we do. So what?
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to get you right into this. Your thoughts on the Braves bringing in Olsen and not re-signing Freeman?
Of course I come in and
Just all the chaos right away.
Perfect. Are you pausing?
I didn't think you guys were recording.
No, you're not pausing.
No.
Word.
I didn't think you guys
Okay.
were recording.
No, it's all good. So
Freddie Freeman.
Matt Olsen.
I think that Freddie Freeman did a great job of kind of being honest to them and saying, guys, like I'm just not coming back. So like letting them know like what his plan was. Listen, the Braves proved to us last year that like their signings worked out for them, right? Every guy that they signed on the trade deadline for their outfield was part of their World Series run. So, listen, everybody is replaceable, right? Unfortunately, that's the business, and Freddie Freeman isn't replaceable in terms of like kind of what he did for the Braves franchise. But as a first baseman, lefty bat, Matt Olson's pretty damn good too. So. I think it was a great job. I think it was a great job by the Braves. I think it was a very great job done by Freddie Freeman. I think it was one of like those like breakups that was done very well by both sides.
He gave them some warning, and it was good. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have it on here, but I believe his contract is actually less
It's
than...
6 years, 160. Oh, Olsen or Freddie Freeman?
Freeman's is less than Olsen's.
Freeman was 6 years, 162.
Right.
And Olsen, I think, was
So I guess on a
180?
yearly, it's 8 years, 168.
Yeah.
So sure, they save a little bit of money. I understand the thought process, and Matt Olson's younger,
Yeah.
so that it's just the replacement and it's a cycle. And it's not something the Braves haven't done before. They've let Tom Glavine go, Greg Maddux, like they just let them out when they're kind of getting older. So it's part of their process, and cool, they've got a replacement, and the Braves fans are upset, but
I think
is
it
what
honestly
is.
boils down to, like, again, like we're sitting here having a conversation, but you don't know the internal conversations they're having. I think it boils down to, like, what they said to Freddie Freeman, what do you want? And I think he probably was like, hey, like, I really appreciate the 15 years of this franchise. I won a World Series with you guys. But honestly, like, I want to go back home. And, like, I think we forget that these people are humans, too.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's what he wants and that's what he feels comfortable with in his next chapter of his life, like, that's like anything else, man. I think it's just a next chapter in his life that he was ready to go for. And you rarely see it. Tom Brady didn't finish with the Patriots, man.
Yep.
That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely. I understand where everyone's like, tendencies to be a fan instead of understanding like the business.
Fans are
of it.
irrational,
Yes,
bro.
absolutely,
Especially
super
Yankee
irrational.
fans.
Yeah, it's perfect. That's our next thing. Yankees.
Yes.
Josh Donaldson.
Yes.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa
Yeah.
for Gio and Gary.
All right. So I'm just
Oh,
upset.
and you
about-
guys got some like other catchers.
We got a
too.
catcher, yeah.
Yes.
I'm a little bit upset as a fan, but also as a fan of Gio because he's a BL guy, so I'm going to miss Gio. But my thoughts on it are I don't think they got much better, but I think that they got better in the sense they broke up the same team that hasn't been working. So,
And one of those big pieces being Gary, which caused a lot. And like
Gary
your
is
catcher
a-
needs to be a leader. Like,
Gary is a lot of the conversation.
Yeah.
And again, Yankee fans are just so irrational, being like, "Oh, like we actually believed in Gary, we love Gary." It's like, no, you guys been like, talking shit about him
as soon
for
as he's
years.
gone, it's like, oh wait, what do you
Oh,
mean?
what happened? Yeah.
Yep.
So like, and Gio isn't a shortstop. Gio's a third baseman. So they got a Gold Glove caliber shortstop who won the Gold Glove already in 2020.
Yep.
He hits 270, 280, and then they got Josh Donaldson, who he's older, but at the same point, like. He also hits bombs, and like he's a guy that's going to be productive at the plate, especially in Yankee Stadium. So I like the trade. I think they got better. I told you, I've been telling people, you saw in our group chats with our friends.
Yep.
I don't care if the catcher hits freaking zero. As long as he's a great defensive catcher that can handle a staff, he's going to win those games that way. So
That's what I've
I don't
heard.
care
He's
about good. I don't care about his offense at all.
Yep. It's gonna
People-
be him and Higgy. Split
perfect.
Time. Yep.
Perfect. They call a game. They feel comfortable with it. They can control a staff. Amazing. That's all that matters in that position. People understand, like, baseball is still baseball. Like, up the middle for your defense matters, right? Everyone's complaining about Glaber at short because that's up the middle position. He was terrible at short. Much better at second. Cool. Yep. So they got better at second because he's back there. They got better at short. They got better at catcher. And they're going to put a Gold Glove caliber kind of defender in center field with either Judge, Gallo, or Hicks. Like, great. I think it was a good move.
Yes, I agree. I think the energy that Josh Donaldson brings as a player is going to be good for you guys.
Yeah, and again, I think the only thing that isn't good about it, which I do agree with the Yankee fans on, is they didn't get any younger and athletic. They got older and slower. Mm-hmm. Like, their lineup's old.
Yep.
But, like, whatever. Like, I also, like we talked about it. Volpe is coming. Volpe is coming. And he's going to be potentially the number one overall prospect in baseball. Why would you sign a huge shortstop to block him coming up? That's the Yankee way of just buying players. Like, that's not what this is. It's about team chemistry.
Yep.
The Dodgers, did they win a World Series last year? No. Okay. Are the Dodgers going to win a World Series this year? It's not guaranteed.
Not
I don't
guaranteed.
care.
Even if they
They're
have
all-star.
fantastic-
They're literally an all-star lineup.
They're
though.
disgusting. It's ridiculous.
But that doesn't win you championships.
Nope.
The Giants had 107 wins last year. I hope the Giants win the division. Not just because my dad's a Giant fan, but like they built a good
what the Giants
team.
did was against all norms of anything you would expect.
Who won the NBA championship last year? The Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
LeBron sucks with the Lakers right now. You can't just buy anything anymore.
Yep.
That's just not how sports work.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting, the dynamic, and I love the move. I think that's what we were talking about, is what they needed at shortstop was something that's short term but a good quality piece.
Perfect.
And I loved it. Working down the list, Tatis broken wrist.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Motorcycle
brutal.
accident too.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no choice but to because they could have avoided his contract for that. That was like the
Yep.
Madison
Yeah.
Bumgarner situation when he was riding a horse, or no, he was
he-
riding a bull or something.
Yeah, he was doing rodeos. Under a fake name.
Absolute.
Can you
legend.
imagine?
Imagine Tatis doing same thing.
Just sneaking around.
But yeah, I mean, listen, man. That's why Juan Soto's the best player in baseball, because he's a little bit more healthy. But like, the biggest thing in sports is health. But yeah, it's not good. The Padres have been having issues like this now for like 2 years. They haven't been, again, a team that's quote unquote bought players and put together this mega team.
Yep.
Crashed last year. Tatis being out is going to hurt them a lot because he brings that flair, obviously, and he's a very, 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 very good ball player.
Yeah, he's out the first like three or so months, so that's not what you want from him. Moving along, Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez to the Mariners. Okay, and this I want to hit all the Reds at once because they just fire sale.
They dumped,
screw
yeah.
it, and I hate that
Yeah.
so much. We talk about it a lot. The poverty owners, right? Like, the Reds are always like at least a semi-quality team. Obviously, great fan base. Like had solid teams before, and they had a pretty good core last year. Like, they were on the verge almost of being in the playoffs at the end.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of selling everybody off just to save cash for what? They sent Winker and Suarez to the Mariners for some prospects that weren't even like top tier. Who else? They moved Sonny Gray. Like, just all these big pieces. Like, what are we doing?
Sonny Gray was the Chase Petty deal, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Chase Petty's high quality prospect.
Yeah, it's literally like everything that they were just arguing about before the lockout about what was going to happen, and what has literally happened to baseball since then. The Dodgers spent more money and teams dumped.
Yep.
Like, it's bad. It is so bad in that sense. It's fun to watch a shift, though, because, like, respect to the Mariners, because they're going to be damn good this year.
Absolutely.
And I hope they make the playoffs, and I hope they're a team I'm rooting for personally out in the American League. I just great pickups by them. They're going to be a very, very solid team this year. But great move on the Mariners part. Did you see the picture of Winker in the Mariners uniform?
No.
He just looks like he looks like he belongs there. In the Mariners.
That's what I thought they needed. One more like veteran outfield piece. I thought they were gonna get Conforto because he's like an Oregon guy. Like, they got an even better all-star lefty bat. So kudos to them.
Yeah, good shout out to the Mariners on that one. They diced them.
Yeah, and speaking of AL West, the A's moved Matt Chapman to the very strong Blue Jays.
Yeah. Now, okay, but here's the thing. Okay, I know you're giving me the Blue Jays face because they're in the Yankees division. But the Blue Jays, okay, I hope they do, because they've done it right, though, too. Like, they didn't go out and buy players. Like, half their team is super homegrown with Vladdy and Bo Bichette and Biggio. And, bro, like, I got nothing for the Blue Jays. Like, because they lost, what's his name? They lost
Robbie Ray.
They lost Robbie Ray.
But you know what? They added the lefty from Seattle.
Yep.
Whose name I always forget. They added Kevin Gausman, and all on like relatively affordable deals. They re-signed Barrios. Like, they've just built a great team.
They built a great
and like
team.
you said, their core is homegrown.
They're going to be Dennis, I know, put a bet on them to win the World Series. So
yes,
like,
he did.
I might
Did you put $100?
I put 50 down on them to win the AL, and then I put 50 down for them to win the World Series at plus 1,200.
I might be riding his coattails on that because the Blue Jays are going to be the scariest team in the AL East by far.
Mm-hmm.
And the odds are only going to get worse. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll put that in today. Thanks, Dennis. But yeah, Blue Jays did a great job with that. And again, the A's, like, there's nothing to say about the A's because this is the same old A's.
Right, which it was so upsetting to me. And like you said,
yeah, but they're gonna win 90 games this year.
Sure,
so
they're gonna
be
be a solid team, but it's like they're always on the edge of like, hey, if you guys really kind of win in just a little bit more, you'd get over that hump and just start being like really good.
Yeah,
but
you know, what else I've been hearing though, they might trade Sean Manaea.
Yes,
to the Yanks.
To the Yanks, yep. I know they were talking about him and Montas, and Montas got traded to the Royals.
If they traded Sean Manaea to the Yanks, that would be the move that would put the Yankees offseason to like a good spot too. So I'd be hyped.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
he's a really solid arm. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
You guys got Rizzo too?
Yeah, I was you weren't here, but Dennis and me and Tristan were going back and forth about Anthony Rizzo, and like Tristan, irrational Yankee fan, was like, if we don't sign Freddie Freeman, like this is a bust. Like Rizzo sucks. Like get Joey Votto. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
Listen, the way the Reds were trending, it made sense.
Listen, like Rizzo is he is a great personality. He's a lefty bat. Mm-hmm. He's gonna do very well. He's a pinstripe. He's a Yankee.
Yes, absolutely.
Is he Freddie Freeman? No, but is he a cheaper version of Freddie Freeman that's gonna not put us in a cap? Like, great job by the Yanks re-signing him. Mm-hmm. I like that move a lot. That means Voigt's gone.
Yep.
So, but if they could trade Voigt for a pitcher, I don't know how much value Voigt has because of his last season, but we'll see. But great move by the Yanks, a move they needed to do. Again, like, people are like, oh, it's the same old Yanks, but like, people don't understand. Joey Gallo is not going to be as bad as Joey Gallo was last year. He's a good hitter and he's a great defender. Rizzo, like, they have a chance to be a good team. I just don't know if they could stack up against the Blue Jays.
And Rizzo can't get the Kyrie treatment, otherwise that's going to screw everything up.
Well, I mean, I think that's a lot of guys. I don't think
is he unvaxxed?
Yeah,
I don't think Judge is vaxxed either.
Interesting.
But I know he wasn't during the All-Star game.
That's going to be interesting because, like, they do enforce it, obviously.
We'll see what happens. We're not getting into that conversation.
No, I don't want to, but I just hate that it's
this is not a political. Thanks, Dennis, for trying to spiral and take.
No, listen, that's a real thing. It's a real thing.
That's important information.
All right, we'll see.
It's a real thing. Like what if we found out on opening day that Max Scherzer's unvaxxed?
Yeah.
He's just never going to pitch at Citi Field? Like, that would suck.
Yeah, it's true.
What was my other thing? Oh, okay. So this is a big one for me that I thought was just like super interesting. Chris Bryant's deal. What are your thoughts on that?
What the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. What is going on? And that's just getting the bag. That's really Robinson Cano deal with the Mariners. Remember when Robinson Cano signed the Mariners? I was like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're getting $250 million. He's just chasing a bag. Yep. And he knows he's going to get traded at some point because like they're not going to keep him. Mm-hmm. I honestly have no idea.
That's really what my assumption is. It's just like, hey, he's just going to get his money and great, and he's going to be the star there and wonderful. They're going to be a terrible team. It's close-ish to where he's from. He's Vegas. So, cool. But from the Rockies' perspective, and that's what kind of pissed me off, honestly, more than like Chris Bryant, like, good for you, you're a great player. They had Nolan Arenado for like the same money pretty much.
Yeah.
And they let him go. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well then also Trevor Story left, and then who's the pitcher that just went? John Gray?
Yeah.
They let him go. Like,
I think it's one of those things though where it's like you have to have some reason to sell jerseys and have people to show up.
Sure.
So
at some point everybody has an Arenado jersey.
Right? Yeah. It's like a last ditch effort to make some money and like shut the fan base up of like, look, we're trying. Like, at least you did something. Like, it was like it's like, you know, like the come on do something guy. It's like, come on, do something. Like, at least you did something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's kind of like a participation trophy.
Right. And then from his perspective, like, yes, he got his money, but he also could have got like something close to it and been on like a winning team.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the most confusing thing of the last couple of years. I don't know why he
Is he a Boris guy?
I have no idea.
All right.
I will look it up.
You can look it up. I remember seeing a lot of stuff that his value was like roughly $20 million a year for like most people, and it's like a little more than that at this deal.
Do you think Chris Bryant's a bust?
Is he a bust?
I don't think he's lived up to the hype that like they
I wouldn't
put on
say
him.
no. I wouldn't say he lived up to the hype, but he is a really good player.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a discount version of Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna probably play third base for them.
My
I have
dad
to
did not
imagine.
like on the Giants. He was not good for the Giants.
No, he didn't play well at all.
Scott Boras, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes
Get
sense.
in the bag.
Yep, makes sense. So like, good for him, but yeah, it's a perplexing thing.
Yeah, it's super weird.
What was the other thing I really wanted to hit? Oh, okay. So I want to get your thoughts on this. And this came out last week. News thing. Minor league players in California. Okay. A judge ruled that they are MLB employees.
Okay.
And hit them with that. The MLB owes them almost $2 million in damages. What that does is it sets the precedent that that minor league players are MLB employees across any state. Right? So then in next CBA, they're going to have to make like massive changes because they're going to need to be like counted as an MLB player essentially. And I just thought it was interesting that like this came out as soon as the CBA, like this was within days of the CBA being signed. And I just thought it was just like
Cali's always doing like they're always like the first for like all the
absolutely.
weird rules and stuff. I don't know. I mean, listen, we all know
because that was obviously a point of contention with the CBA.
Yeah, I mean, we all know things have to change at the minor league level from like compensation and stuff. But it's one of those things that's like it's super weird because like you have guys in the minor leagues that make that got an $8 million signing bonus, and you have guys that signed for peanuts like out of the Dominican Republic. Like I don't know, it's a tricky thing, and there's a lot of players in there. Like we know minor leaguers that like sometimes it's just people just chasing dreams. Like, do they deserve all that money if they're like if you're just a bottom of the barrel guy in single A? Like I don't know, it's a tricky situation.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that moves forward. Couple people still on the free agent block. Trevor Story and Castellanos. Where do you think they land?
I heard the Red Sox were talking a Story.
Yes, I read that as well.
He put him at second base or whatever. I honestly don't have a particular answer. I mean, hey, Rockies, if you're really all in, go re-sign your boy. Go re-sign Story. I don't see him doing that. I'm just saying. That's like, again, like if you're really trying to be a team.
Right.
Go
well, I know
that.
that's something. Oh, yeah, actually, hold on. A third guy that I didn't even talk about. Carlos Correa.
Yeah. I think he's going to go back to Houston.
I think so, too. I know they're talking again.
That just makes too much sense at this point. Like spring training started. Like if you don't have the deal or whatever, just go back to
I
your
think
spot.
at some point it's like you're going to.
Maybe he'll sign like a 1-year deal or something, or a 2-year deal until he's like up again.
Yeah.
I think he goes back to Houston. Castellanos, I don't know. I know those guys are kind of like floaters for me.
Yeah, I thought there would be more like market for them when it was like actually like kind of all this is going on. I know the Marlins were talking to him a lot, but it seems like the Marlins are kind of
was like with Jeter when he bailed. They're kind of out on him now.
You know what? That's actually super interesting that I think about it. Castellanos is probably going to be expensive.
Yeah,
and I bet you that they backed off the gas on him as soon as all like the lockout started. I had to like. Right before lockout, they were like hot on him, and it was okay. He's probably gonna go to the Marlins, and I'm sure Jeter was pushing for that great player. And then all this happened. Now all of a sudden they're not in on him at all, and he's a free agent. And is there like no market for him? Like he's a great outfielder, good hitter, like all-star.
Maybe he'll end up with the Giants. Like the Giants need another bat. Like I know they got Jock Peterson and whatnot, but like
which is a good signing.
I like that sign a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wins. So, like, he's going to bring a winning culture, and that's what the Giants do. I could see him going to the Giants just as, like, another bat. That makes a lot of sense. My dad's been talking about a lot about he wants Conforto. Like, I think the Giants need another bat, so I could see him going there. I don't know. Trevor Story is interesting for me. I think
the Phillies actually might be in on him as well.
Is Didi still a free agent, too?
No, I think they brought him back. Or maybe he's here for one more year. I'm sure Dennis is looking it up as we speak.
I thought Didi was a free agent because I thought I had heard that being mixed around for the Yanks. But I think Carlos Correa has to sign for Trevor Story to sign.
Yeah, he's still with the Phillies.
He still is?
Yes. Yeah. That makes sense. He kind of as the top end guy.
Gotcha.
Because when all this was going on, like people thought his deal was going to be worth more than Seager's, right?
Yeah.
And he was going to get like a big long contract.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be the case now.
I think a lot of people are soured on him.
Yes.
Like I know that's who I wanted with the Yanks, and then you just kind of think about it, and you're like, I don't know.
You know, because at the end of the day, like
Colorado.
Sure, but like if the Yankees did get Correa, right, they could move on from Volpe and just use him as a piece to get a young pitcher. Like that's really you could go that route.
There's a lot of different routes.
Right.
But again, I think you need to get younger. I think they need that next prospect. They need somebody exciting.
They need their Wander Franco.
They need a Derek Jeter again, right?
Yep.
Like, go ahead, Volpe. Like, get after it, bud. So we'll see what they do.
I think he's going to get a sizable opportunity when he does get to the league.
100%.
I hope he's as hyped as
people say.
Cause, I mean, apparently he's legit. So I don't know. I want to, because I know we were talking about this before, I want to unpack the Dodgers lineup because...
You mean the All-Star lineup?
The All-Star lineup.
Literally a bunch of All-Stars in that lineup, Dennis.
Let's see.
You're really doing a good job of matching today with your green.
I try.
Gets
wasted on the camera, though.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy birthday to Dennis's brother, D2.
And your mother.
Happy birthday to my mom.
Yes.
There's a lot of birthdays today. It's a lucky day.
Yeah.
Especially if you use code LUCKY20 on BL101.com.
It also could be a lucky day to be a Saints fan. Or a terrible day.
Are they getting them?
They're down to 2 teams, Atlanta and New Orleans.
You said that a while ago.
That's crazy. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, Max Muncy at the DH, Will Smith, Justin Turner, A.J. Pollock, Cody Bellinger, Chris Taylor, Gavin Lux. Honestly, I feel like the worst hitter in that lineup is like Cody right now. He was bad last year. But also he has MVP potential, and then it's like, all right, where are you missing?
I literally have like nothing
It's
to
gross.
say about that. That might be one of the best lineups in the last 10 years.
I saw Passan said that it's the greatest team he's ever seen.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
like
unfair.
Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Trey Turner are top 15 baseball players in the league.
Yep.
20 baseball players in the league.
Cody Bellinger was at one point.
Was like number 5.
Yep. Justin Turner's a great third baseman.
There's no hole in that lineup. And honestly, they've also proved to play well as a team together. So like I don't see Freddie Freeman messing that up. So like they're going to be very scary.
They're not like the Padres where it was like there's a lot of talent there, but they didn't
you saw with
well.
Tatis and Machado like headbutting. Like there's just none. I think there's not a lot of ego on that team.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Great
They're
talent.
kind of just a bunch of like quiet
like Trey
guys.
Turner's quiet guy. It's really good at baseball.
Mookie Betts
Seager
is
was the
quiet.
same
They're
way.
all
Mookie.
quiet dudes. Like I don't really
Freeman.
see it being an issue.
Yep.
Do you think they bring Bauer back? Like he's under contract.
Well, technically he's not going anywhere, but he's on what? Is he still on like suspension or?
He's
I
on
think he's still on like
administrative
leave with MLB. I mean, honestly, like I don't know if it's like right away, but I could see him kind of being like a mid-season acquisition for them. Like they bring him back like middle of the season. I don't know.
When he gets all that stuff
I don't know
out
how
of the
that
way.
all works. I mean, he's cleared out right now, so like he can do what he wants. I just don't know how it works at MLB. I know it's a little separate, but yeah, I mean, I think they could hide Bauer now that they got Freeman, if that makes sense. Like I think that like if they brought Bauer back, people were gonna be like, "Oh, F the Dodgers, like they suck. Like why would you do that?"
Right.
And now that you have Freddie Freeman, it's like he's like this like poster boy, like, yay, like Freddie Freeman's the man. So like I think you can kind of slide Bauer behind.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if he paused it.
Are you dead ass?
That was great. If this is running, we just had to pick up the mail, so please hold.
My Atlanta.
Oh my goodness. That was fantastic.
I was like, who could that possibly be?
Yeah, I was completely confused.
Interesting.
Okay. So random. Oh, that's right. The Phillies got Schwarber. Forgot about that.
There's actually literally a tweet with Trevor Bauer 23 minutes ago.
What do you say?
Somebody tweeted out the Rich Eisen show. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts just told us he plans to not have Trevor Bauer for the foreseeable future, if ever again. I just listened to the interview and Roberts just said he doesn't know enough. Like someone they tweeted that, someone quote tweeted it, said I just listened to the interview and Roberts just said he doesn't know enough to comment on the situation yet. So for right now he just plans to carry on without him. And then Bauer quote tweeted that and said, media added again, this is an outright lie. Here's what was actually said. Rich, I noticed one name you didn't get mentioned by you right here, and that's Trevor Bauer. What can you tell me about him? Dave, yeah, I really can't, and it's not just trying to. I can't. Okay, so you're planning to start 22 and go for however long without Trevor Bauer, right? Dave, absolutely. Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. Has this been rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell Willie to cut it.
Like 27:40 is around the time.
All right. Just put that in there. I'm sure he'll be able to see in like the audio thing.
Hi, Willie. That was chaos.
Sorry, Willie. Just tell me when you're good.
Yeah, hold on.
All right.
This podcast has been sponsored by Chaos.
Why do we have these new male guys every day?
Well, he's been here all week picking up.
That's that new the guy who just came in?
I don't
Yeah.
like him.
No, I like our other guy better.
Yeah, this guy gives me kind of weird
I
vibes.
don't know what his name is, but let's call him.
Well, he listens to the podcast, Gerson, so you better figure it out.
He does?
I don't know.
Oh, that'd be electric. Imagine, yo, guys, I found your podcast. This is dope. Let's call him Earl.
All right, so let's get the countdown going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back. Thanks for picking up the mail, Willie. Sorry. Okay, what I wanted to get your thoughts too. Okay, on the Mets acquisition of Chris Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on our rotation? Are they pretenders or no?
Listen, Met fan.
Because listen, I said it usually across from a big homer. So
I know you do.
Yeah.
All you guys talk about is the Mets.
I know.
Hold on, bring up Mark Vientos real quick.
Oh yeah, Mark
Yeah.
Vientos. How
Ding.
to say his name in the podcast?
Love Mark Vientos.
The Mets are in position to be a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to play it out and see what happens. That's all I
Facts.
can say.
I agree.
Great on paper,
Yep, as we
But-
always do. And then it's
but we're Jet fans too,
oh yeah,
so we know how this goes,
Mhm.
right? Jets made a lot of great acquisitions this offseason.
sure did.
Looks great on paper, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see it on the field. That's all I got to say. Great
Or-
acquisition. You guys
Yeah.
look great.
For sure.
Let's see what happens.
Yep. I think that's the majority of all these moves at the end of the day.
The only people you have to worry about in your division, I think, are the Braves. I think the Phillies will be good, but I think the Braves are it. But
The Phillies have had better teams in the past and were worse.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the Phillies can be really good, but
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. It's like they always have the
it's
potential.
gonna be a good division too.
Yes, and the
but
Braves-
Mets should be the dominant force in that division. But listen, man,
No.
you know how this goes.
Yes, unfortunately, I do.
Is that a non-homer answer? Better than what
No, that's
Bill would've
perfect.
said?
That's perfect. That's
Because
yes.
if you didn't know that, Mark Vientos is going to be coming up, and
Facts.
the Mets are going to go to the
and
World
that's why we
Series,
didn't sign Chris Bryant. 'cause
and the
we
Mets are
already
going to
had those.
win
Plus,
like
you
4
need-
World Series in
You
a
need
row.
room for Brett Beatty in the future.
Of course,
so.
Brett Beatty.
Right, if Brett Beatty, God forbid, is Lord and Savior, you need Brett Beatty, right?
100%.
Yeah, who is Mike Trout? We're going to get Mike Trout.
We're gonna trade him.
We're going to trade for Mike Trout.
Yep,
Oh, right, okay.
for Jacob DeGrom.
Right,
Straight up.
right. With Aaron Judge, too,
Yes, Aaron Judge in the mix.
because he's got to get traded.
What do they bring him back?
Who? Judge?
Judge.
Yeah, they're going to sign.
You gonna pay him?
That's what I'm saying. Now I think they didn't sign like Freddie Freeman. They could
That was the question.
They can
Yeah.
give Judge the bag and do everything, and he's the right guy to put the money behind. He's just a Yankee. Get after it.
Yeah, it seemed like a no-brainer, but obviously there was the question of are we going to pay $300 million for a shortstop?
No, that's why I'm telling the Yankee fans that they're doing it the right way. This is the right way to do it.
Yes, you got to be patient a little
Gotta
bit.
be a little bit patient.
Yep.
They put together a team that could win if they get hot. They could always make it a mid season acquisition if they're looking good. Come on, you got to be a little bit patient.
We'll see. Do you have a pick for the World Series right now? Your matchup?
My matchup for the World Series.
Super early, non-committal matchup.
Oh man.
Okay, no, I'll even do you one better.
Okay.
Just the AL championship, 2 teams, and the NL championship, 2 teams. Because anything can happen there. We've seen it.
NL and AL. Who you got first? Because that'll spark my mind.
Purely on paper, Mets, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just...
See, that's a Homer fan. Right?
It is, but also at the same time, like...
Okay.
It's also Vegas is saying it, too.
If the Mets...
Dodgers.
If the Mets have a healthy starting rotation and get to a playoff series...
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
And then, like, it makes sense to the Dodgers will be in the playoffs.
I don't disagree with that.
I think the Blue Jays will be there.
Yeah.
Blue Jays Mariners?
That's kind of where I was going.
Is that...
Give me the sleeper.
What's the Mariners pitching staff?
The White Sox is like...
The White Sox, yeah, nobody's talking about them.
Nobody's talking about the White Sox.
You know what their big moves that I like that they're doing? They're just loading up their bullpen.
Yeah.
They added Joe Kelly, which I think people are out. Like,
I would honestly, like, the realistic side of me would say Blue Jays and White Sox.
Okay.
But I would be rooting for the Mariners in there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, see, I'm not a Homer Yankee fan. I'm not putting them in there. The NL side, you have to put the Dodgers. Like, you just literally have to. I think another sneaky team in the National League that, like, can just come out of nowhere could be the Cardinals.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
they're always
solid.
good.
Yep.
They have Arenado. You got Goldschmidt. I don't know what their rotation looks like really much anymore. I know, like, they're pretty old and they're not as good there, but they have Flaherty and
they added some. Who did they have from the they had Luis Castillo, right? He's on the Reds.
Yeah, he's on the Reds still.
They added some pitcher.
But, like, the Cardinals are always, like, there's a winning organization.
Yeah,
so, like,
right.
I could see them being there. Like, I get it. I could see the Mets being there. You can't count out the Braves.
Right.
Right? You just can't. But you're asking me to make a decision.
I am asking you to
And
make
I'm
a
going to
decision.
fall on my sword. And I'm going to, my heart, I'm going to go with one heart and one lock.
Okay.
One heart is Mariners.
Sure.
My lock is the Blue Jays. My one heart is going to be the Dodgers. And I think the Giants are going to come back and they're going to play the Dodgers again. And they're going to freaking take down Goliath. And they're going to go to the World Series.
Let me ask you
And they're going
this.
to play the Blue Jays and they're going to lose to the Blue Jays. But
Okay.
the Giants are going to beat the Dodgers.
Sure. That's what.
Because I think there's...
I mean, listen, they got screwed last year.
That's
Let's
what
be
I'm
honest.
saying.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in that locker room that they want to beat Goliath. And they're sitting there and they're like, these mother are buying everybody.
Yep. Just like
But
they
we
always
got
do.
Jock Peterson.
Yep.
And we got Brandon Crawford. And they're going to go back and they're going to trade for Mad Bum. And he's going to go
They're gonna bring back Mad Bum.
They're going to bring back
please.
Mad Bum.
That would be electric.
They're going to bring back Mad Bum. He's going to come in. It's going to be Mad Bum versus Kershaw. Game 7, NLCS. Mad Bum shuts him down.
Oh my
and the
God.
Giants go to the World Series.
That would be.
That's my heart.
That's storybook shit.
That's my heart.
Yes. And then Kershaw's done.
And then Kershaw retires. What do you think about that, Dennis?
So let me ask you guys this, because I have Vegas odds right now, or
Please
at
do.
least DraftKings Sportsbook odds.
Dennis, are you gonna become our betting expert on this show?
I might as well.
Are we doing like a weekly parlay?
You're a degenerate.
If you want to.
the ground screw degenerate, Dennis Dietz.
So right now the Dodgers are the favorite, no shot,
sure.
plus 500. Yankees are number 2,
See, I hate that.
plus
Yeah.
It's because of
900.
the Yankees.
Yep,
Go ahead.
yep.
It's like the Cowboys.
The Astros are third, plus 950.
Can't sleep on the Astros.
Can't sleep on them. They have a great team.
If they resign, go ahead. Sorry, you're speaking.
No, go ahead. I want conversation.
I think if the Astros resign Correa, you also can't count them out. So like, it's gonna be a combination of Blue Jays, Astros, Mariners, just because we're throwing in the Mariners.
Sure.
I know Carabas, my homie, is the America's team. All right, Mariners, and you can't count out Tampa Bay either, because they're always good.
Right.
And then National League, Dodgers, Mets, Giants, because you can't count out the Giants and the Braves. That's where I'm leaning.
So
I like that. I like that group. That's an exciting group.
Thank you. Blue Jays, Giants, World Series, Blue Jays win.
You know, it's interesting you talked about the White Sox too, because obviously they got squashed last year.
They were
in the
young.
playoffs.
They're young.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They got that experience of like, okay, we got bodied. What do we do? Type thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? That's disrespectful for me. I did not put the White Sox in my American League.
Right.
I think the White Sox are a better team than the Mariners. Like, that's my heart, but like, again, the real side of me is the Mariners. It's the
I
White
think
Sox. See,
the
my heart wants. I just keep saying.
so here, I think the Mariners and the White Sox are actually a very similar team right now.
Yeah.
I think the White Sox have a better starting pitching staff.
I agree.
And that's
I agree.
and-
They lost Rodon.
They did, sure, but I think they still have a pretty solid rotation. If you look at the Mariners, like
I don't
after
even know anybody in that rotation.
other than Robbie Ray.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What about the Angels? Are they going to be a dud again?
I saw what's it called? Like MLB did like their rankings, like their
Yeah.
power, which are always BS. But I saw I think Zach Hampel or Mark Luino said like, why aren't the Angels in this? And I just always feel like they're going to be a dud.
Like, I just want to root for, like, the Angels and the Mariners.
I want to see Mike Trout in the playoffs. Please,
I know.
God.
I just want the Angels and the Mariners. Like, that's
Shohei Ohtani also in the playoffs.
That's just what I want my
More
heart.
importantly.
Yes,
My
more
heart
importantly.
wants. We need to say Shohei Ohtani for SEO purposes.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Shohei Ohtani is going to help carry the Angels to the World Series.
Yeah, and be Times Man of the Year again.
Yes, that sexy beast.
Okay, hold on. While we're on Shohei, how close is he to repeating what he did last year?
30%.
30%, like 30% of what he did.
Yeah.
So that's
I think he's
10
tired.
home runs
He's
and
tired.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't
One
know.
man
He
that's
is.
that sexy and hits that many bombs and throws 100 and
Yeah.
goes on times. He's tired.
He-
No, I'm just. He's gonna be good. You
Yep.
can't repeat that.
Sure.
Maybe you can.
Or maybe you can. We have no idea. We didn't think it was possible the first time.
I
Let's
don't
be
know.
honest.
That's another thing that's like you can't predict it. All you got to just say is Shohei Ohtani, just for SEO purposes.
Sure.
And he's just gonna go out there and play baseball, and whatever happens,
Whatever happens. But it's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
One way or another. I don't know. The Angels. I want them to be good
I know.
because you know what. They're another team that's like on paper you should be solid, and they added Syndergaard, which question mark
Yeah.
in pitching. I think they had another starter as
They
well.
added
but
a couple of different starters.
yes.
Yeah.
But that's always honest.
There is a lot of good teams. There's a lot of exciting teams because now we've gone from like 2 teams to like 7 teams that
Yes.
that are intriguing.
Right.
8 teams that are intriguing, and there's more teams out there.
Mhm.
We're just kind of blanketing some teams
Yep.
here, but like you can't count out the Red Sox. You can't. Whatever. We're not gonna get into all.
Right. We're not gonna talk about the Red Sox.
No. But I'm still going Blue Jays Giants. Like, come
Sure.
on, man. Think about the headline. Think about the movie. The 30 for 30. Mad Bum comes back, takes down Kershaw. Game 7. Giants go to the World Series. I'm gonna make sure my dad listens to this podcast. He's gonna be
Yes,
hyped.
make sure to tell me you're supporting
Send
the
him
team.
a link, Dennis.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. They added Lorenzen.
Right.
So
we'll see.
Not bad.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're interesting.
That's what I got.
All right. We'll do more firm picks in a little bit.
Okay.
Closer to how many weeks out are we from opening day? It's the 7th, right?
Yeah, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Something like that.
I think
3
3
Thursdays from today.
Yeah.
So
Sheesh.
we're gonna have our opening day show and get to watch a little baseball after in a couple weeks, and it's gonna be epic. I'm stoked. I'm
man.
happy it's all back. I'm glad we're rolling, and I like all the moves. I think it's gonna be an exciting. Like we're saying, we went from 2 teams to actually there's a lot of teams that could have a shot at this.
Yeah.
So
And not mentioned in that was the Padres.
facts, but you know what? I've become disillusioned with them.
Yeah. My 2 teams that are like sleep. Like, do you think I'm being crazy on the Giants though?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
Okay.
Think about what they did last year. They went from
I know, but like, was that just one of those like fluky? Like everybody raked last year, like,
sure,
and they lost.
Well, they don't have
lost
Posey anymore.
Gosman,
They don't have Posey.
and they lost Posey.
Yeah.
So,
So
like-
that's what the Gosman thing is. I actually think is more impactful because
I think the Posey thing is more
he was a
impactful.
Cy Young. I mean,
But if Joey Bart is the prospect that they say he is,
right.
and they add a piece like Castellanos or like, I'm just saying, I don't know, man. They you can't count those teams out.
Like at the start of the season, Gosman wasn't a Cy Young candidate, but he finished the year
But the
as
Giants have Rondon now.
right. Exactly. So,
So, like,
you know what?
what are we talking
forget,
about?
Exactly.
Giants
forget
are
it. Forget
gone.
it.
Giants Blue Jays. Are you kind of with me on that?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Dennis, you with me on that?
Sure.
I like that a lot.
Come on.
I'd
I honestly, I forgot
I'd
that
put
Rodon
money
went
on
to
it.
the Giants until you just said that, and then it's like, oh, actually, Gosman doesn't matter. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Bye.
That's what I got. How
Cool.
much nicer this was you to talk to me instead of Bill?
Listen, Bill's fun too, man. Honestly, I want it to be more. I like the round table thing. It would give Dennis an aneurysm to have all 4 of us going all the time.
no,
but all the time.
We would need a new mixer though.
Sure.
I don't
Well,
want to talk with Bill on this thing, man. It gets
I
me.
know.
all
Maybe
freaking
we'll
heated
get you
up.
on. We'll make you have like. A
I think I have
monthly show.
I think I have realistic takes, and I come from like a Switzerland.
Listen,
point of
I
view.
also want to do more episodes, so maybe we just have Bill one day and you one day type
say
thing.
less, man.
That'd be interesting.
All right.
And,
well,
then maybe we have the round table every other week.
And
where
we
you
bring
guys can just
Corey
yell at
back
each
so
other.
he can actually talk on a podcast.
Yes, exactly. Not get yelled at. Cool. Sounds good.
we have to keep saying Shohei Ohtani's name for SEO purposes, or we've said it enough.
We said it
Three
enough.
more times. Ready?
Okay. Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani.
You got to look in the mirror when you do that, and then he appears.
I know,
It's
wait.
like Bloody Mary.
I know. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Josh, thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
Thanks to the mail guy for popping in. Always good to see him. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. I'm sure there's going to be more to talk about. Baseball is back. We're stoked. That's it for the Grouse Crew.
Baseball lifestyle, it's my lifestyle.